Let's get ready to rumble.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We are back. It is episode 152 of the Hibs Ramble. This afternoon / evening, I am joined by someone who's taken a 6-episode sabbatical, maybe 5, maybe 6, maybe 7. Is he back for good? Probably not. Let's see how long he's back this time. It's Mr. Hibs Wikipedia himself, Craig Leach. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. It has been a while. I think it was the last time the pre-Christmas derby.
The pre-derby, yeah. It was episode
Pre-derby.
1. It was the one with when Aidan was on.
Aye.
After Dundee United.
And it has been a while. It has been a while. Obviously, big change in circumstances with a new job and that.
Congratulations.
I'm currently on week 5 of staying in a hotel. We have another few weeks to go, but it's good, mate. It's good. Wish obviously I could commit more to the bread and butter, which is earning a wage isn't the bread and butter. The podcast is the bread and butter. Bread and butter.
Bread and butter.
Bread and butter. But no, I'm good, mate. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm fantastic. Thank you very much. Nice to see that we're both honoured the Hibs merchandise in the right way. Wearing some of the new gear, which is good. I'm wearing this because it's got absolutely nothing to do with who we play at the weekend. It's got absolutely nothing to do with that. I just like the strip, I swear, I promise. Right, we're actually going to change things up a bit this episode, folks, for those that are listening. I have been alluding to this quiz with Craig for a while. Unfortunately, whenever we do have any forms of quiz and Craig takes part, he ruins the fun by getting almost everything right, and it's really, really, really frustrating for those that take part. So I've actually it was a 3-part quiz. We're going to review the St Mirren win as well, of course, which was great, and then preview the weekend's fixture against the wannabe boys in green. John actually took part in the first part of this quiz quite some weeks ago, and Craig is going to take part in part 2 and part 3. So the second part of this quiz we're going to do just now, and then halfway through the episode we've got part 3 as well. So we're mixing it up a wee bit. It's good to have a familiar face back, but I'm just glad he's maybe not going up against anyone in this quiz. So I'm putting a whole load of pressure on Craig. So let's see how he gets on. Craig, the purpose of, or the subject, topic, whatever you want to call it, or name of the quiz that I've named it, is do you know their history? So,
right, okay.
Part 1 of the quiz was listing or naming the last club that 10 Hibs players played for before they retired. So that's the one that John done. What you have to name for me, and there's 10 players again, is do you know their history? Where did these players move to after Hibs? So when they left Hibs, what was the club that they directly joined? That's right, the first part. And then you'll find out what the third part technically is later on. So you good to go?
I'm good to go, mate.
Can't wait for you to question 3 of the names or something like that, or dispute it or whatever. So best believe I've triple checked it. Okay, question 1. Bear in mind this is the club that they left Hibs for, or if they became a free agent, next club that they signed for and played for after leaving the originals. Mark Milligan.
Mark Milligan. He went back to Australia, didn't he?
I don't know. Well, I do know.
Oh, you do know, aye.
But know?
This is me just like fucking thinking out loud. Mark Milligan. You might have stumped me with this one straight away, like.
Fantastic start. I'm glad I kept this quiz for you. Yep, so where did Mark Milligan go after he left Hibs?
I'm trying to think of when he left. Did he leave? He just played one full season, didn't he?
I've got in my head that he left in like the January or something like that, but yeah, it might have actually just been one full season.
Or did he go January to January, maybe?
As always, everyone that's listening, get involved, get in the comments, let me know how you got on.
Fucking hell, this could be a record-long episode with how long it might take to answer some of these. Mark Milligan. I'm just going to take a stab at some Sunday in the fucking Australian fucking Super League or whatever you call it, and just say like Newcastle Jets or something like that.
So you would actually be incorrect.
Oh, brilliant.
So it's a good start. Before he went back to Australia, he went down south to Southend United.
Southend?
Yes. As in English Southend United. Yeah.
That's a bit of a fucking
Drop.
red hair in that one, is it no?
Yeah. So he actually left Hibs, went to Southend United. I found the move at the time really, really strange. One that may potentially be a bit easier for you, and someone that's actually recently retired. Hibs Scottish Cup winning midfielder Fraser Fivey. Where did he go after he left Hibs?
Oh, he was. He's just retired at Cove, eh?
Correct. Yeah, he went from Hibs to this club to Cove.
Saying that, he's been at Cove for a few years, has he no?
Yep. Yeah, he's been at Cove since 2019.
Fucking hell, 7 years.
He's only 32 as well. You forget how young he was when he was actually at Hibs.
32. It was a team in the Prep. I'm sure it was in the Premiership. Or maybe no. I can't know who it is. Dundee United.
Correct. There we go. We're off the mark. 2 questions, 1 point. Another Scottish Cup winning legend. This man had a gazillion clubs. Came in, part of the historical run. Probably made the historical run even more special. Conrad Logan. Where did he go after Hibs?
Oh, that was... I'm trying to think. I can picture him in his fucking... Mind when he done the Time for Heroes and he was in his club gear. I can picture him in it.
What club was that?
I'm going to say Rochdale. Rochdale.
Locking in Rochdale?
Yeah, Locking in Rochdale.
And you'd be correct. 2 out of 3.
Kick on.
The other goalkeeper that we had in the squad that year, Mark Oxley, where did he go?
He went to be a number 1 for somebody, I'm sure. Because he was only at us for a year. Was he only at us for a year?
Yeah. Well, he was on loan. Mark Oxley was on loan, and then we signed him.
So then he signed for Hibs after being on loan at Hibs. That was another English team.
14-15 he was on loan. 15-16 with Perm.
It'll be somebody like fucking Accrington Stanley or somebody like that. Be like a lower league English. I'll go somebody or Crew. I'll go Crew Alexandra.
If I gave you the clue that the team's already been mentioned, would that help you in any way? Know that you're now going to get a point for it, but
already been mentioned. Well, he wouldn't have went to Rochdale, and he wouldn't have went to Did he go to Southend?
Went to Southend, yeah.
Did he?
Yep.
Fucking hell.
So we're four players in, 2 points.
See, I'm fucking Rain Man for 2000 to like 2000 and whatever. Well, late 90s to 2000 and whatever. None of this fucking recent times pish.
Just wait till the second part of the quiz. It might help you out a bit. But there might be players later on in this that might help. I think you'll be going to blow smoke up your arse here. I think you'll be really good at the next quiz. Everyone's favourite left back, left centre, half back from a fantastic period of Hibs, Ryan McGovern. Where did he go after he left Hibs?
Oh, hopefully to fucking purgatory. Because he went.
Another player that spent a season on loan before joining us and then leaving.
McGovern. Did he go right? I'll ask. Did he go back to Northern Ireland?
No, he did not.
Brilliant. So I'm choosing for one of the fucking 72 clubs that play in the EFL. I'm assuming.
Well, it depends if you know your stuff.
Who did I say? Rochdale and Accrington Crew. Who's another famous shite League One or League Two team?
Do you want me to give you a clue? Try and help you.
Go for it.
They play in black and white.
Oh, so what? Grimsby, Notts County, Port Vale. One of the three. Is it one of the three? It's no Grimsby, because Grimsby. I would. Notts County. Let's go Port Vale. Let's narrow it down. Port Vale.
Correct. Well done. Another fantastic Hibs centre midfielder. No sarcasm meant in this one. No longer with us. Liam Miller.
Oh, Liam Miller. Just touching on him, how good was he when he was at us?
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. It's a shame he was in the team he was in.
No, because he was in Yogi's team for the first half of that season, and he was fucking brilliant.
Aye, but we as a club weren't really that great. Like we didn't really.
The first half of Yogi's season was class, and then Kevin McBride got injured, and that threw it all to pot.
And
strangely enough,
did Stokes not leave as well?
Left at the end of that season.
Yeah.
Well, he left at the start of the following season after Yogi benched him and Riordan over in Maribor. Then we got fucking Darryl Duffy as a replacement for him. I want to say something like, no, did he go higher than us after he left? I don't think he would have.
This move might just be well known just because of my interests, and no, it's not an Asian club before you make any jokes.
I played for fucking... played for the Sushi Warriors.
I was trying to think of a way to give you a clue without...
Alright, okay, so it's over that side of the world then. But it's not Asian. So, alright, so I'm fucking plucking a club for Australia out my arse then.
It's funny when you get annoyed at these quizzes. It brings me great pleasure.
I'll guess like fucking Melbourne Victory or something like that.
He actually did play for Melbourne City, but before that he played for Brisbane Roar, and before that he played for Perth Glory.
Barry,
that was class. The club that was what he spent the most time at when he left us.
Excellent, I love this quiz.
What about Zamama? That's got to be an easy one for you.
Middlesbrough.
There we go. What about John Rankin?
Oh, Rankin. I can see it. I see. Did we signed him for Cali Thistle, didn't we?
Yes.
So I can see him. I see him playing for Dundee United, right? Because obviously he played against us in the semi-final, didn't he?
Yeah. He was at Dundee United for a while. I'll give you that.
Aye.
But is it Dundee United?
But did he play for somebody before Dundee United though? Did he go for us to Ross County? Nah, I'll go Dundee United.
He was at Ross County before Inverness. And yes,
was
it was Dundee United. Correct. And we're getting on a wee bit of a roll here. Mikey Stewart.
Hearts.
Yep. Mixu Patalainen.
Strasbourg.
Yep. Now, the reason why I included Mixu and the reason why I wanted to give you the quiz, any guesses, considering who the last player was?
It'll be for like the McLeish era or the First Division era or something like that.
Nah, so we obviously signed, well, it's not obvious to other people, but I won't say other people, can go and check who we signed Mixu from the first time. But obviously
Wolves,
Mixu
75 grand.
spent 2 spells with us.
Oh, so we're going for a wee two-speller.
So technically, I would have given you either of the answers, but Strasbourg was the team he left us for the first time.
Oh, and who he left us for the second time?
Yeah, well, I would have took either answer, but I was quite
Who
intrigued.
did he leave us for the second time?
Knowing your history of disputing answers in quizzes and getting very, very agitated and annoyed when either of us or both of us think we're right, I thought I'll include that one since he spent 2 spells and left us twice, and then I'll see what answer he gives me.
Aye, sorry, I would have. So he technically left us for Strasbourg and we signed him for Strasbourg.
Yeah, and then...
Well, we signed him for Wolves. He was signed for Wolves initially. Made his debut away at Love Street. We got beat 2-0. There you go.
And then left us for St Johnstone, was the second team.
Oh, right enough, so he did.
Yeah. Right. Speaking of the Sainties, not St Johnstone, St Mirren, who Mixu also spent some time with. 2004, 2005, didn't know that actually before he went to Cowdenbeath. The Highbees came off what do you call it, comfort roll? Came off with a good result at the weekend against a side that has not been the easiest sides for us to get a result against, historically anyway. Speaking 2-0, clean sheet, pretty much all that you could ask for. Confidence to the right players, good performances for the right players as well. Some changes made off the back of what now appears to be a questionable lineup against Hearts. People are obviously were happy with the changes that came in for St Mirren. Obviously, Warren O'Hora came in, McGrath came in, and Eldon Haaland came in as well. So, a couple of changes made to the squad. Let's try to say that with a straight face. What did you, just very briefly and very quickly, what did you make of the change in lineup between the Hearts game and then the St Mirren game? Do you think the changes that he made were reflective of the performance, or do you think it was more about freshening up and giving like McGrath more minutes back on the pitch, getting him back into the swing of things, getting Eldon back on the pitch and giving him an opportunity?
I think so. I mean, going with the extra body in midfield against Hearts, I mean, you can argue for fucking almost 90 minutes it worked. Like, it was a carbon copy the last time we played them at Tynecastle when Boyle misses a sitter and then they score for a late, poorly defended cross. And then obviously the change it. I mean, I was quite glad it was an enforced change at the back because I don't think Garanaga looked comfortable at all at
Didn't he do himself
Tynecastle.
justice? Didn't he do himself?
No, I mean,
lively performance there.
Yeah, I mean, we all remember still to this day, how Rocky's viewed because of performances he had early on. So I'm no, your team doesn't spend 5 million on you if you're dog shite, but he didn't look comfortable. So I think it's been, in some ways for O'Hora, it's been a bit of a shame, especially with Hanley, when Hanley got in the team, and then with Rocky as well, because I would, Warren O'Hora has been consistently probably our best player this season, I would say. In terms of just the level of consistency, like players like McGrath and Mulligan, I've had games where they've looked fucking sensational, but they've also had games where they've kind of dropped below that level.
Yeah.
Whereas I think O'Hora's maintained that 7.5, especially in such a difficult role for him to replace somebody who was so influential last season for us with Lewis Miller.
Yeah.
But no, I think it was always, if you know football, right, Jamie McGrath's a good player. Like, he just brings so much more to us offensively when he's playing. And dare I say it, we missed him the most against Hearts, I think, because there was nobody to really do. I think it was Chaiwa that was kind of playing that advanced role. But Chaiwa's no a fucking 10. Do you know what I mean? He's a busy 8 that runs about and puts himself about.
Yeah. Which he done at times at Tynecastle, and at spells he looked great. And if he didn't get booked for what you could argue wasn't a booking, he probably would have been a lot more effective.
No, definitely. I think the changes with, especially in the forward areas, I think I've been quite critical of Boyle for a long time. I think it's clear to see that the pace that he once had, one, due to age, and two, because he's had so many unfortunate injuries to his knees, that blistering speed that he used to have is all but away.
Yeah, if he still had that, he would have scored against Hearts. You could see that the pace just wasn't there in that opportunity.
Aye, although it was a very shitty pass for Paslak as well.
Aye, of course.
Given the area that we were in. But I did think Ellie Ewan found himself quite unfortunate to be out of the team for both games. And I think with the level of stick that you see that David Gray gets online with, quote unquote, he only picks his pals. I was, given that he never got on against Hearts, I know that was kind of enforced. He probably would have came on late if we never had to make that other late substitution. But to see him get a start was not only surprising but also pleasing. I think he's spoken. The reason that he joined Hibs was because he didn't want to go into the under 23 system. He's been playing adult football. He wanted to take the next step. He's seen the next step at us rather than sitting on the fucking, playing for Brentford under 23s or whatever. So it was good to see him get a start. I think him and Dane Scarlett didn't really gel that well, if I'm being completely honest. I think you look at Dane Scarlett, he just looks like he's trying far too hard to score.
Yeah.
Far, far too hard. But
you can tell there's some real quality there with him as well, though.
Oh, aye. I don't think, ironically, and I'm not making excuses, but I don't think he'll be used to playing on the type of pitches that we've got now.
I thought you were going to say the type of player.
No, you look, that as well. But I mean, you've seen it especially in the game against Rangers, his touch. His touch was second to none. I think he was trying far too hard against Hearts as well because he wanted to completely buy into what the fixture's about.
Yeah.
And I think for the rest of the team, it's much of a muchness to now. You're not going to get, Levitt, sort of obviously with Levitt going, he's that kind of Barlasser. The straight swap would have been Barlasser if he was going out to Levitt. But now the rest of the team's much of a muchness at the now, especially while we've got guys like Mulligan, etc., still out injured, unfortunately.
Yeah, we managed to make a perfect end to the first half by Owen Eldon getting that beautifully headed goal from a Barlasser corner as well. I don't know if you noticed it. I noticed it at the time. Owen Eldon's movement and kind of predicted that that's the move that he wanted to do. There's a camera angle where you can kind of see it where he's telling the ball to get played to Barlasser, and it's almost as if he knows that that's where the ball's going to go, and then he makes that move in, which is really, really smart from someone of his age, and you could probably argue inexperience, especially with the players that he's playing with. So takes it very, very well. We've seen quite a few good headers recently in a Hibs shirt as well. So with him he'll have wanted to come in and hit the ground running, and it's great that he's got a goal so early in his career. Mm-hmm. But he'll still be quite annoyed that he didn't get to feature against Hearts because he would have been desperate. So that's probably the perfect reaction for him coming in, starting and getting a goal in what could have been a tough fixture for us.
No, absolutely. And I think it came at the perfect time as well. I think St Mirren are one of those teams that are really, really stuffy. And I've made reference to this before when they beat us under Johnson. The difference in, it's almost, I was kind of saying at the time with somebody like Stephen Robinson, that's who you want on the sidelines because he's constantly at it. But then you look at it in reflection, it's does your message then become diluted that often because you're just constantly shouting and screaming on the sidelines? Whereas, David Gray's kind of in the middle between Johnson, who would just kind of stand there, versus Robinson, who's just fucking constantly going on. I think it was always going to take something like that to eventually break them down. They're, dogged defensively. They're a big side. They're a physical side. and that's no criticism of them. But they tend to be all right defensively, and we've just caught them off the hook with a quick set piece. But no, for Eldon especially, it's good for him to get off the mark. It gives him, because the last thing a striker wants, as we've seen with Cleege this season, getting minutes here, minutes there, but no really getting enough time to make an impact. And then when he does make an impact, he's at the team for the next game and so on and so forth. I think what we'll start to see as we go into the latter half of the season, well, the latter half, there's 13, 12 games to go?
We've got 5 before the split, and then 5, so it's 10.
Aye, so we're into the final third of the season.
Yeah,
I think you'll start to see Eldon and Suto used a lot more because they're you look at Scarlett. I don't think Scarlett will be here again next season. And obviously Ellie and Boyle, I'd bet my fucking job on Yuan going. And Boyle, I'm probably 60-40 that he'll go as well. After the World Cup. So they two are going to be our front pairing. The main front two, I would say, next season, especially with the loss of Bibby.
Yeah.
So getting them on the park as much as we can. And, the thing as well is Eldon staked his claim to keep his spot for Sunday. And then Suto's now got 2 goals in 3 games. 2 goals in 3 games,
yeah.
4 games?
Yeah. Through all. 3 if you just count the one that he's scored.
Because he never played against Rangers, did he? He never played against Rangers. No. So 2 and 3 for him. So he's now staking his place for a spot, which is really good. And it can only be good for the pair of them that they're both off the mark this early into their Hibs career.
Yeah, so you've alluded to Suto as well. It's exactly somebody that I wanted to kind of come on to talk to. You'll obviously know the quality that Scarlett's brought, considering the terrible club that he's came up from. But Suto's came in and hit the ground flying as well, albeit very limited minutes thus far. I, for one, was definitely happy to see the change made at the half an hour mark. Well, with half an hour to go. Not necessarily because I thought Dane Scarlett needed to come off, because I've been impressed with him with everything that I've seen, but I felt bad for Suto that he didn't start the derby. I thought that probably would have been a good game for him to start. Albeit I understand why David Gray went with the 2 that he did. And obviously coming off the back of scoring that very, very late winner against Dundee United, he would have been flying and he would have been ready to go. So for him to come on and then 2 minutes later get a goal, obviously that's really, really, really good for his confidence, regardless of how close to the goal it is and how much over the line it is and stuff. But what for me was evident at the weekend is the importance of Nicky Cadden's creativity. I feel like I'm talking about it every other week. He's obviously pivotal to the way that we play, and because when he's not on the side, we seem to create a lot less and look a lot less dangerous as well.
Yeah, it's one of those where Obita's is a lot better defensively, but doesn't give you as much going forward. And it's strange with Obita, the difference between Obita and Cadden, because you'd think naturally with Cadden being better offensively than defensively. But I thought on Saturday there especially that Iredale was up supporting him a lot more than what he would have been if it was Obita up there.
Yeah.
There was a lot of both underlapping and overlapping runs that Iredale made. There was one where he'd done the old classic winger fucking knock it and run round him, and just kind of ran out of space near the end when he cut it back. But Cadden's, you've seen it in the Dundee United game. His left foot's just quality. And then obviously we come up against a Hearts team that are maybe a bit more streetwise in terms of being able to defend against it. Allied with, his delivery's not going to be 100% all the time. I thought his deliveries at Tynecastle were relatively poor when he got into those areas. But then I also found that there was times when he got on the ball at Tynecastle, there was 3 men. There was one in front of him, one sort of parallel to him and one behind him, that he couldn't, because he's not got a lot of pace, it's not as if he can just knock it and go.
Yeah.
But the ball that he puts in for Suto's goal as well, that eventually trickled over the line, is one of those where I think if it's Obita Chris Cadden or Mego on the other side, it's completely overhit. Like, they almost smash it across goal, whereas Cadden's able to place it, but with power as well.
Yeah.
So it's in that weird area where the keeper can't come for it, and it's too quick for a defender to react to it as well, which is obviously leads to Suto getting his goal.
Yeah, and regardless of how it ends up in the goal, it's 2 goals in 3 games in what's less than an hour's football played, or in less than 90 minutes for him. So probably if we do shape up with 2 up top, probably someone that you'd be looking to maybe start at Celtic Park. I mean, for me anyway, I think he would probably need to be one of the 2. But then again, you're then looking at Owen Eldon and thinking he'd be very unlucky to come out.
To drop out, aye. No, he would. It would. I think it would be. For me, it's probably between. I mean, I'd be quite happy to see him go with Eldon and Suto.
But that then just talks more about the place that we're in from an attacking option. If you're looking at, even if you're still including Eliuan, who at times in the last 2 months has came on and provided a lot of goal contributions or a lot of good play. You've then got Martin Boyle. We know what he can and can't give at the minute. You've then got Suto, Eldon, and I feel like I'm missing one as well, Scarlett as well. So you've got 5.
But then even behind them, you've got McGrath, Campbell, and Rudy as well. I think Gray's shown a lot of faith in Rudy recently, given that he's no long back for a bad, like a long-term injury, and Rudy's getting more minutes than probably a lot of us would expect. I know he's not played. I know he never played against. He never came on against Hearts and came on at the weekend, but I'm sure he came on against Rangers. When we're not chasing the game, but 0-0, and we're trying to go for a goal, he brings on somebody like Rudy, who's, I think he's got a big future at us still.
Yeah.
I think he'll be utilised a lot more moving forward for next season. But we're obviously we know what Josh Campbell gives us from an attacking perspective as well.
Yeah, so someone else.
McGrath, we know what McGrath does.
Yeah, so someone else that came on at the weekend for a player that we've already spoke about. Kai Andrews came on for Chaiwa. I saw a lot of people give Kai a lot of flack and some stick for his performance in the derby, but then I've also seen some people kind of compliment it about how much he was wanting to get on the ball and trying and get involved in the game. I'm not going to ask anywhere you sit on that because that game's done and dusted, but there was a chance where, again, from our own downfall, Chaiwa gets caught on the ball, whether he's expecting the ball at the edge of the box, and then it creates a chance for St Mirren. What I'm looking to try and get from you've already alluded to Chaiwa being kind of like a busy 8 all over the park. What are you expecting from Kai Andrews in his time at Hibs? Because that's a couple of times now that Chaiwa and other players, whether it be a ball from Rocky or a ball from Salinger, have been caught out. We obviously got caught out at home to, what was it, Celtic? And then almost got caught out at the weekend, but again, thankfully, they never managed to score.
No, I think I like him, similar to you, I like that he wants to get on the ball. We've spoken about centre midfielders on this podcast a lot over the 152 episodes, about ones that go and hide and don't want the ball, or their first instinct when they get the ball is to just knock it back to the centre half or go and play it out to a left back and then drop in between another 2 centre halves. Andrews, I thought, was really unlucky to not start against Dundee United after his performance against Rangers. I thought he took maybe 10 minutes to settle in. And then after that, I thought he was one of, if not our best player after that. So he found himself quite unfortunate to be out for Dundee United. And then it's one of those where he's not really got anybody ahead of him. He didn't really have anybody ahead of him at Tynecastle to play into and play off of. Because Boyle and Scarlett are the kind that will come in and drop deep and hold it, whereas with McGrath in there, McGrath's that one that links, that the front 2 and the 4 that are sitting behind him. But I just think he just looks tidy on the ball. He constantly wants it. Whether he's got the similar sort of engine to Chaiwa, I don't know. I don't think he does. I think he's more closer to the Barlasser type than he is to the Chaiwa type. I actually think he would dovetail really well with Mulligan if Mulligan was fit. Him and Mulligan would work and link up really well.
With still having McGrath there as a 3, you reckon?
Yeah.
Because between now and the end of the season, we could see that as a 3, but then
fully
Barlaser would probably be harsh to come out as well.
Fully fit. See, I don't rate Barlaser at all.
No?
Nah, I think it's very easy to look good against a St Mirren when you've got plenty of time on the ball to pick your passes.
Do you think
But
that's
then he goes,
the player as a whole that you don't like, or do you think that's maybe the system or the manager that we've got at the minute that maybe doesn't complement him, or maybe a bit of both?
It's probably a bit of both, because I think he gives you a bit more legs, but you take him out and you put Joe Newell in, you get the same sort of player, I think. And unfortunately for Joe, I think, again, he's spent a bit too long at the team injury-wise for the age that he's also at. And I think that's reflected in the squad over the last couple of games where, like, fucking Alassane Mane came out of nowhere to sit on the bench on Saturday. And Joe Newell wasn't in the squad. So, for me, fully fit, no injuries, no suspensions, nothing. My 3 would be Andrews, Mulligan and McGrath. Yeah, ideally we'd move away for this back 3, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. So,
do you think that's more of a safety net for David Gray in regards to a lack of trust of finding a 2 partnership?
I mean, I don't know, because he persisted with it long enough until we begged him to bring the 3 in. And now I don't know. I just think this back 3's almost run its course, especially with the lack of pace that we have in the team.
Do you think it's maybe just more to keep the defensive or a defensive option in place when we can keep Nicky Cadden in the team, and then obviously have Paslak or Mego on the other side?
Aye, but I also think it's. I mean, if I don't know. I just think it's sticking with the 3 for me highlights how poor the build of the overall squad has been. Because I think if you go to a back 4 and you recruit well defensively, you can have Nicky Cadden playing left wing. Personally,
yeah.
Because he's no use to us getting the ball for Iredale 35 yards in our half. But he's very dangerous getting the ball for Elbita 35 yards in the opposition's half.
Yeah.
But again, this is me just playing fantasy football, how I'd ideally want Hibs to play, because if you know what I mean, if you play a 4-3-3, for example, or a 4-2-3-1, how are you fitting Suto, Eldon, Scarlett, Boyle, Ewan, McGrath, Mulligan, fucking Andrew? Do you know what I mean? How do you actually fit them all in? But it's just the sticking with the back 3 for me really shows the lack of overall squad building, especially when you consider it took us till near enough the end of January to get Paslak in, when we knew when Lewis Miller left in June that we needed somebody else on that right-hand side.
Yeah.
Even though throughout our successful spell, he wasn't actually playing as a right wing-back. He was playing right centre-half.
Yeah.
But that whole right-hand side as a whole needed to be recruited on, and it just wasn't. Although, strangely, we actually find ourselves better off points-wise than we did at the same point last season.
Yeah, and have, by the way, for the last 5 or 6 seasons as well.
Yeah.
More points, more goals.
I think what are we, the second top goal scorers in the league, I think? Or third. We maybe would have been before Sunday.
Yeah, I don't think we were after Sunday, but I think we were third or fourth before them.
When I had my Selgers top on Sunday, but that's another story for another day.
I definitely don't want to put the listeners to sleep if they're not already sleeping.
Aye.
Before we move on to talk about what is another big fixture for us, Celtic, Hearts, Rangers, seems to be a big fixture for everybody at the weekend. And before we do the second part of your quiz, we've obviously answered actually a lot of the customer. Oh my god, that's terrible. Oh my god.
What's your customers, man? We're giving you this incisive, cutting edge football IQ for free. Out of the goodness, no, that's a lie, because me and Shaun actually paid to do this the day. So,
aye, something I don't want to be paying for. tonight as dinner. What are you having?
Well, I am on week 5 of hotel meals, so I might. So the hotel I'm at just now doesn't really have a menu. It's more just like you can get like 3 small plates.
What's the best and worst you've had in your 5 weeks stay?
The best I've had was at the Novotel fish and chips. Oh man, I get ripped off one of the boys because it seems as if I just have fish and chips every night for my tea, but it was class. The worst I've had was a pizza at the Premier Inn in week 1.
Oh, that sounds fucking vile.
The Premier Inn meal deal is not the one, let me tell you. Although plus point is I'm obviously not paying for it
Yeah,
because I've got an allowance. So, I would go.
I think Premier Inn meal deals are top 3 worst meal deals that there is available.
Well, I don't know about that because there's people, when we were staying there in the first week, there's folk that actually go there for their tea that didn't stay at the hotel. Like there was a couple there celebrating their anniversary,
I think that
having their
sums up.
tea at a Premier Inn.
I think that sums up the people from the location of the part of the country you're staying in, rather than anything else.
Yeah, could be.
And no, it's not Glasgow or Paisley that he's staying in. Before anyone
No, I'm in the heart of England at the minute.
Boo! Where's your Calcutta Cup?
Aye, I know. One of the boys from Newcastle that's on the course with me was like, "Oh, I'll be watching it," because he's a Newcastle fan as well. I was like, "Oh, I'll not even be watching the Newcastle game. I'll be watching the rugby." And I just banked that for yesterday morning, even though the Calcutta Cup is the only game of rugby that I'll watch. Like I didn't watch rugby at all.
Neither.
But would I say the pizza in week 1? Actually, I had a burger last week that wasn't great because I had to ask them for mustard and they were like, "Oh, we don't have mustard." I was like, But best has been the fish and chips, and worst I'll go with the Premier Inn pizza. Tonight, what I might have is the mac and cheese here is not bad.
Oh,
and I might add bacon bits to it. And I might also get a wee side of hot honey chicken wings.
Can tell you're not paying for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I need to use up my 22.50 somehow, so.
Aye. It doesn't get you far nowadays, 22.50, does it?
It definitely doesn't.
Nah.
All washed down because I'm not allowed an alcoholic beverage. I'll wash it down with a fresh orange and lemonade.
Dining style.
Yep.
I'll be having burgers, just to let you know.
Burgers? What kind?
It'll be double smash burgers, cheese, crispy onions, and probably wedges as a side.
But what is it? Beef mince, beef pork? Aye, beef. Aye.
A couple of smashes. That's what I'm after.
And then you're having your burgers.
John Tommy was asking when's the next time he's going to be on. I'll let you answer that one. Depends if you want to abuse him or not.
John, just so you're aware, you will not be on the podcast if I'm on it. That is just a given. You might be on it if I'm not able to make it.
All I'm saying is you were both meant to be on one the other week and he wasn't the one that let me down.
Yeah, I know that was bad on my part.
I'll fight your corner, John, don't you worry, son. But
yeah, we don't know, whatever you want, John. Whenever you want.
Applicants open for all ramblers.
Yes. The pool of available ramblers is slowly dwindling by the week, it seems. So,
as we alluded to earlier on, Craig has obviously had a sabbatical. Now, here at the Ramble, we don't take sabbaticals unless they are mandatory and they're forced upon us. Hence, players' availability.
Yes.
So I mean, if anybody wants to get involved, I'll maybe phone up you and
Cameron. When me and Sean haven't been available, we've even had fucking Motherwell fans on, and didn't get me wrong, Gogsy's a good guy, but
love you, Gogsy.
Yeah, tongue in cheek that.
Aye. Right, are you ready for the final part of your quiz before we?
Oh, so we literally had the dinner quiz, the dinner question, and fucking John asking when he's next on. We are back, baby. We are so back.
We answered a lot of them during the selection. You know, a good host can ask the right questions throughout the episode.
Aye.
Is why
I remember
Liam,
that back when I was a host
that's
up to episode like 75 or whatever it was.
that's why Liam has to have a separate segment just for listener questions because he can't incorporate the questions throughout the episode. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but Liam is more of a we are football kind of fan. Like me and this
Liam
is where
wants to
you
get
get
the
the
jingles in.
yeah. Liam is the Micah Richards to this CBS production. We are combined Thierry Henry. With a wee bit of Cara thrown in as well, whereas he's the wee thing you prod in the corner and be like, go and make us laugh, like say something funny.
You're going to get an abusive message from him.
Yeah, I know. Lights are on, but need the same when it comes to football IQ with our McClendon.
Liam is very, very good at what he does. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, and
Very,
we love
very
him dearly.
Yes. Love you, Liam. Not. Last part. So, do you know their history? So the first part of the quiz was where did they go after Hibs? So what do you think the
There's a
next
lot of
part's going to be?
Where did they sign for Hibs from?
Correct. That was terribly worded.
Aye.
Where did
who
we
did
buy?
Hibs? Yes, who did Hibs sign them from? There we go.
Where did we buy these players from permanently?
Oh, it's a buy. Right, okay.
Yes. Well, they were potentially a free agent, and then they maybe joined.
But whoever they previously played for before they played for
Correct.
Hibs.
The only reason I say that is because there's one loan in here that became permanent. That's the only reason I've stipulated that. Okay, before you get all technical, which I know you like to do. Right, where did we sign David Zatelli from?
He was a French club.
That's correct.
Obviously, because he's French. And I think this might be a red herring because of who the last question was about, which was Mixu. So I'm also going to say Strasbourg.
And you'd also be correct. Well done. There we go. 1 for 1. You know how I work my quizzes. There are links right, left, and centre. Okay. Aidan McGeady.
Oh, Sunderland.
Is that Sunderland full stop? Is that Sunderland question mark?
That's Sunderland question mark. Aye, Sunderland.
Sunderland is correct. 2 for 2. The whole reason I mentioned permanently is because of Grant Brebner. Obviously, Grant Brebner came on a loan.
Reading.
Yeah, there we go. Bottom from Reading. Warren O'Hora.
MK Dons.
Florian Canberry.
Oh. Grasshopper Zurich?
Full stop or question mark?
Question mark. Grasshoppers, Grasshopper Zurich.
5 for 5. LUN.
St Etienne?
Full stop.
No, because he celebrated when he scored in Basel because he used to play in Switzerland. Oh, fuck. Who did we... Is Clegie one of your questions?
No, Clegie is not one of the
Who did we sign? Who did we sign Clegie from?
Luzerne. Which is where we
Oh,
played.
aye. So he celebrated against Luzerne when he scored right in front of the fans.
Yes, he did.
Because he used to play... Oh, fuck. It's not Basel. So not Basel, not... I don't know why I'm thinking Servette. It's not them.
If you want a clue, I can give you a clue, but I don't know if that'll help you.
I know they play in green and white. If that was your clue.
No, my clue was Florian Canberry also played for this club at the same time as LUN.
Oh, did they play together? Oh, was it? No, so it's no Grasshoppers.
Nope.
So did he play at this club after Hibs and Rangers? With Ewan?
Yes. The only reason I know that is because I'd done a quiz ages ago to do with players that played for the same club that play for Hibs. And I knew both these, I knew Ewan and Florian Canberry both played for this club, but I didn't know that they'd actually played together. It was very, very, very brief. I think it was like 1 or 2 games together.
Because he was on loan at us. He was on loan to begin with, Ellie, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And then he signed permanently. Oh,
You're going to kick yourself.
it's FC something, but I can't. FC something and they play in green and white. That's all I can. That's all I can picture.
Cool. Well, I'm not going to give you the point for FC green and white, but I'll let you know that it's St Gallen.
Ah, right, aye.
I
wouldn't have got you. I wouldn't have got that.
What about Chris Cadden?
Oh, fuck. It's Oxford or Columbus Crew. Oxford or Columbus Crew it is.
That sounds like some club, that.
Because there was a whole thing about him being on loan and signing for them and barely playing. But he wouldn't have. I don't think he signed for Oxford permanently. So we'll go Columbus Crew. Direct from the MLS, from the Miles Lewis Skelly.
Correct. We're 6 for 7. Russell Latapy.
Porto.
No.
No. Oh, fuck, no, not Porto. He played for is it Boa Vista?
That's correct. It is Boa Vista.
Aye. He did play for Porto, though, I think.
He did. Brian Kerr.
Oh, fuck. Brian Kerr. Done fuck all but score against Hearts at Tynecastle.
Brilliant celebration. Somebody needs to bring that back. Please don't
Right.
reenact that.
So here's one, right? Here's a question for you while I try and think of the answer. Was that smoking a cigar, or was it him reenacting a bedtime technique?
Bedtime technique.
You think? I suppose actually.
Bedtime
I'm thinking more the position of the.
Yeah.
Because is mere.
Yeah. Yeah, but then smoking a cigar could be that. It'd be a lot more.
No, smoking a cigarette. Aye, a cigar. Well, aye, let's know.
Yeah.
As a former smoker, like Newcastle.
You're not.
He started at Newcastle.
Where his fingers are separated, you're not doing what he done if it's a cigar, in my opinion.
Yeah, but a cigarette you would. That's what I said. A cigarette, not a cigar.
Nah, it's still the yeah.
Well, because it's that.
Because
it's
it's
not that.
Because it's more open. I would go. He's bedtime.
Showing his missus what he's doing when he gets home.
Bedtime exercises.
We will go for Brian Kerr because he played in Scotland, and we signed him for a Scottish team in 2008. We signed him.
Is it as late as that? I would need to double check. I think you could be right.
2008. Motherwell.
Correct. Last one. John Hughes.
Celtic.
Correct. And who do we play next?
Celtic.
How are you feeling going into it? No, I'm not gonna. Well, I will ask you the follow-up question. But how are you feeling going into the Celtic game?
I am feeling very conflicted. I can't lie.
Would you like to elaborate on why you're feeling very conflicted, Craig?
Because it was funny in October. It was funny in November. It was a wee bit funny in December. But now we're halfway through February and it's no funny. It's no funny at all. I think you know what I'm alluding to by being funny.
As in, it's not funny that Celtic sit third, or it's not funny that someone sits top.
Yeah, bit of both.
Okay.
Because I'm very much in the camp of I got myself in quite a bit of bother last time with Toe Tapper Gate. So I'm not wanting to hang my hat on that fence, but I do want to hang my hat on it cannot be them. It cannot be them.
Aye, Motherwell are only 10 points behind, so
whatever one of the two it is, I couldn't give a fuck. Right? Let's just make that crystal clear. I couldn't care if it's Broxy Bear or Hoopy the Huddle Hound lifting the league title at the end of the season. Right? I don't care. I just didn't want it to be Jock the Jambo. Let's just.
What's the Motherwell mascot?
Oh, is it no? Oh, Boy Marcos is another Boy Marcos motherfucker. It's like some sort of fucking steel man. Some man of steel. But no Superman. I know it's a hard one, mate. It is, because
That's obviously the,
any other
the way that you and other Hibs fans are
we're all feeling it, right? I don't.
yeah, that's not
I'm
going to
not.
even enter the thought process of David Gray or the
No,
players.
of course not, and it shouldn't, and it
No.
absolutely shouldn't. But for the last however many weeks, when you look online, it's, you know, folk were happy that Celtic won on Sunday. They were happy that Rangers won on Sunday. As a fan, obviously not involved in it, you know, you want Celtic to get as close to Hearts as possible. You want Rangers to start getting close to Hearts as possible. Purely so we can remove the fear of them actually fucking winning the league, right? Because let's no fucking beat around the bush, right? It is a very real possibility. They're still there, and by hook or by crook, you can't say that they didn't deserve to be, because Celtic have been shite and Rangers have been shite.
No,
The simple fact is, they've been, so far, have they been the best team in the league to watch? No, they've not. That'd be Motherwell. But there's a reason why they're still 10 points ahead of Motherwell. And they're a point ahead of Rangers and 2 ahead of Celtic, something like that.
3. If Celtic win their game in hand, they go level with Hearts, and they're 2 points ahead of Rangers. The difference for me,
so
the difference for me between us and Hearts this season is their level of performance in these so-called bigger games. They've taken points and hardly lost any. I think they've lost 2 from the current top 6. We have lost.
Well, they've beaten Rangers, and they've beaten Celtic and Rangers home and away.
Yeah, and that's
so there's 12 points. There's 12 points there.
Because we've not taken anywhere near the same amount of points off Motherwell and the Old Firm sides and Hearts.
No, our record against the top 6, I think, this season is a shambles.
Yeah, and that for me has been the difference this season.
Like, even if you look into the 2 games away to Falkirk, there's 1 point. One of them was a fucking pasting as well that we received.
Well, in the 13 games, because they've played 13 and we've played 13 against the top 6, the current top 6, we've taken 10 points. They've taken 27.
Yeah, and they're 15 points ahead of us.
They're 15 points. 6 of those 27 are last minute winners against us, and then the rest are against, obviously, the rest of the Old Firm, and we've only picked up 2 wins.
And you could argue the 3 points that we did get against them at Easter Road, we almost fucking threw them away.
Correct.
When it should have been we should have been fucking 4-0 up, going on whatever we wanted it to be after. Yeah. Mulligan should have squared it, but that's another story. No, do you know what? It is tongue in cheek about, ultimately, we can't affect what they do. I never ever want Hibs to go into a game to get beat. Like, regardless of how it affects everything else. Hibs, Celtic not winning the league or Rangers not winning the league, it will not be defined on one game against us that they don't win. Just like the 0-0 game at Easter Road against Rangers. You know, I was still wanting us, despite the fact it could lead to Hearts, helping Hearts going on to win the league. They don't need our help to win the league. Do you know what I mean? They've proven over the last 25, 26 games that they can beat all the other teams that they need to beat. The reason that we're not up there is that we've not managed to sustain that level of performance against Celtic, Rangers, and against even them. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You cut out those 2 last-minute winners. You know, that it's telling that the game at Easter Road is the only game where you see clear daylight between the 2 teams, and that, even then, that was only for 60, 65 minutes until we decided to fucking give them away back into the game. The 2 games at Easter Road, Tynecastle, sorry, you could, keeping your sort of tinted glasses on, you could argue that we maybe didn't do enough to win both games, but we shouldn't have lost both games.
Yeah, correct.
And you can argue that we were the more, because in the first half, I don't recall Salinger making I recall Salinger making a save. just the same as I can recall Swallow making a save at the near post from Boyle.
Mm-hmm.
But we were the more threatening, at least.
Without really threatening, yeah.
We were the more front-footed without actually doing anything with it.
Yeah.
So they deserve to be where they are for a reason. Like you said, they've even gone back to when they came back for 3-0 against Motherwell, who again we've said, have been the best team to watch offensively. I couldn't believe it when I seen they've only lost 3 games this season. It's the amount of draws that they've had that have done them. But the game on Sunday is very much I want Hibs to win, plain and simple. I don't want Hibs to lose any game. But tongue-in-cheek wise, losing wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Is there a real possibility or a chance that we can get our first win at Celtic Park since Danny Galbraith?
Based on how we've seen other teams play against them, I don't see why not. I don't see how we couldn't do what Kilmarnock done to them on Sunday.
Yeah.
Without giving them an easy way back into the game, which is what I suppose Celtic's first goal was a peach, but the second goal was just shite defending that gives Celtic that way in, and then obviously the added time, the amount of pressure that they'll put on in added time. It was watching that game. It was inevitable that they were going to score late to win it, but defensively they're not up to it. They've got. It's a weird thing to say, but watching them, I don't see any reason for us to be feared of them on Sunday.
Yeah.
Especially the amount of goal. I mean, you look at like I said, we were one of the top goal scorers in the league before the weekend. We should be in a position where we are able to force them to defend. And as we've seen, Schmeichel's not been up to much this season. Liam Scales has had a couple of howlers against us in the past, especially when he played for Aberdeen. So no, I don't expect us to get anything on Sunday, but I'll be disappointed if we don't, given how other teams have made Celtic feel when they've played against them. It seems as if, annoyingly, we've been the only team in the league this season not to lay a glove on them.
Yeah, you could say the same with Rangers, apart from that draw that we got against them as well, though, considering the state they've been in when we've played them.
Yeah, exactly. That Russell Martin, the cup game at Ibrox, still pisses me off to this day.
We got our only point against Rangers when they're arguably on their best run of form.
Aye.
Sums us up.
Aye, so, no, like, very tongue-in-cheek about saying that, losing wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I don't want us to get beat, regardless of what, like I said, folk will say it online, if we did manage to get a win, Hearts fans will say, cheers for helping us.
Yeah.
But ultimately, we need to look, in front of us to who we can catch. And then also, we need to be looking over our shoulders, because Aberdeen have still got 3 games in hand, I believe.
2.
Although one of them is against Celtic. No, it's 3, is it no?
We're on 27, they're on 25.
And one of their game in hand is against Celtic as well.
Yeah.
So I think, barring a monumental collapse for us, top 6 is secured. But we shouldn't be in a position where Falkirk are anywhere close to us.
No, but the thing is with Falkirk, obviously they've got Hearts at the weekend, but then they've got Killie, Aberdeen, St Mirren, Motherwell, and then Rangers before the split. So, especially considering the Rangers game, the St Mirren game, and the Killie game are at home for them, there's every chance that they could continue to be right up our backside.
Yeah. And if we've got aspirations of playing in Europe again next season, we need to be picking up as many points as we can between now and the split, because I think the split will be potentially one of the most exciting finishes to a season that we've had.
And I think we'll find
in a long time.
The Edinburgh Derby will be the first game after the split as well.
Aye, and that's the thing as well. Like, with Celtic and Rangers still being in close contact with them as they are just now, that I don't want to say it, but I think if they get to a point come the split where they're still a couple of points ahead, and they can then get some form of result against us at Easter Road, I think it's theirs, unfortunately. As much as I'd hate it, like as much as we'd all hate it.
But it's fine. We don't need to worry about that because it won't be happening.
Yeah.
Say that right
But
now.
I will say is somebody somewhere has done a deal with the devil, and I want to know who it is.
So you can do the same deal.
So I can do the same deal for us next season, wherever. Although interestingly, and I know we're going a bit off topic with this, there's been a few articles coming out recently of Jamestown getting panned with Brighton.
Seen that.
Don't know if you've seen them.
Yep. Jamestown are in a lot of difficulty or bother with Brighton, or Brighton as a whole could potentially be in bother, which is strange. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but obviously the
seems as if
Onion
for every
and Lan and Belgian are still doing well.
Yeah, and I think for before it was like for every Caicedo, McAllister, and fucking whoever else they've signed, there was like a Neil Mopey type signing. Whereas it seems as if there's now it's almost like a 1-for-1. You know what I mean? They sign O'Reilly.
Yeah.
So O'Reilly and that Gruda, I think, that they signed in the summer. Or the previous summer, obviously. O'Reilly's back after 6 months with Marseille.
Yeah, punted him out
and
early.
That Gruda's now away to like Kaiserslautern or fucking Schalke or something in Germany.
Yeah, but because the good ones are so good, similar to what could potentially happen with Hearts, the signings that they make for peanuts and then sell for millions, obviously that's where they make their buck. But that's the risk that you take with that kind of analytical stuff. And obviously,
and what I will say is they're obviously lauding Jamestown, but Jamestown was helping them last year, and Jamestown identified that Steinwender who's honking, that Agiu who's honking, Kabangu honking, Kabore. Like you could argue that Hearts' best players, and I know we're not just because we're talking about them, all of their best players are ones that were identified and already at the club, like Halkett, Devlin, Beningame, Shankland.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like the ones like Kiziridis is falling off a fucking cliff. The only other one is that fucking dickhead Braga.
But that's the thing, if you use those two as an example, those are the two that will probably go for big, big money potential in the summer. But every time they've played against us, they've looked very, very below average. So, but that's again similar to how we speak about a lot of players at Hibs. That's why they're where they are.
Yep, exactly. And it's why at 25-year-old, 26-year-old Braga was plucked for the Norwegian second tier.
Exactly. So there will be some successes and there will be some failures, similar to what Brighton are doing, and similar to what, unfortunately, we've had more failures than positives in recent.
Although the only positive part of our summer recruitment will be that we'll no longer be linked with Owen Bevan, given that we no longer have a link with the fucking Black Knights.
Imagine we ended up.
So every cloud. I know. But no, listen. I know I kind of went a bit off topic there, but I don't think we'll get a better chance to get a result at Celtic Park, and it would be fitting for Gray, I think, especially to finally complete that one. With winning at Ibrox, winning at Tynecastle. Our away record over the last 18 months has been no bad, I would say.
Yep.
But the one blot on David Gray's tenure as a whole has been his inability to consistently get either a result or a strong level of performance against both sides of the Old Firm. I know we've done it in spells, obviously, like I said, we're winning at Ibrox last season and winning at Tynecastle last season, but we've been beaten twice at Tynecastle and we've been beaten twice at Ibrox.
Yeah. So this weekend would be a great time
to turn it round and start putting a wee bit of pressure on Motherwell as well, because for all they've been great, they're only a couple of wins ahead of us, and that with the amount of draws that they're churning out, that's very easy to turn around.
Yeah, correct. Well, that seems like a very, very good place to end it, Mr. Leach. So thank you very much for joining me this afternoon, turned into this evening.
It's been more than a pleasure.
Never
a pleasure, always a chore.
Hi, good to have you back. If you've made it this far, thank you very much. If you managed to beat Craig on either and or both the quizzes, do let us know. Enjoy your listening or viewing whenever it's came upon you, and enjoy the rest of your week and evening.
Let's get ready to rumble.